Time to look at the special numbers that goaltenders have, brought to you by Honda. Corey Crawford, a Jennings Trophy winner. Fewest goals yielded last year, third start. This is game number 3. Yaroslav Halak, Slovakian Olympian, Jennings Trophy winner for the Blues 2 years ago. Leads the franchise in shutouts thanks to last weekend, third start in game number 3. And the captains take the first draw. Taves against Backus. Steen and Oshie flanking Backus. Bouwmeester and Pietrangelo the defense. Taves and Kane and Bickle, with Keith and Seabrook the defense for the Blackhawks. Pietrangelo lost, chipped on by Bickle. Burrowing in is Kane. Back to take it and fire it all the way around was Bouwmeester. On the attack, the Blues, and stepping out was Crawford as that floated by. Keith connects with Seabrook. Patrick Kane said earlier today, this has to be a playoff-type game. We want to be sure it's a playoff-type game for us.
And especially for both of these teams that play in the middle of the ice, decision-making with and without the puck really is what playoff hockey is all about.
A mash job was done there on Hjalmarsson. Johnny Oduya is able to finesse it back to him. It's off of Patrick Sharp. Nicely ladled for a 2-on-1. Brought back in by Hanzus. Shooting and getting a piece of that was Halak. Hanzus to the boards. Thanks that time to the crunch applied by Jordan Leopold. Hanzus roughed up a bit by Leopold. Coming by to swing it to him was Shattenkirk, and it ricocheted where Leopold can play. Tarasenko rips it on a cross. In stride, it's brought on by Shattenkirk and backhanded toward the cage, the glove, and the paddle of Crawford. On comes Sharp, and it's back in. More changes in line. Jimmy Hayes, 22 and white, is out there now on the right wing for Chicago as this play goes offside.
Well, a 2-on-1 situation. Look at Patrick Sharp. He's going to get this pass, and he knows he has support. He makes a great play along the boards. Neutral zone play? Absolutely. Little redirect. Now it's a 2-on-1. Hanzus on the right, also on the left. Hanzus does the right thing, and Yaroslav Halak with a good blocker save there, but the play in the middle of the ice was the key. Getting the puck into the neutral zone by Patrick Sharp.
Eddie, you're right about that, but Kevin Shattenkirk didn't have any support at all. 22 in blue. He can't be pinching there, especially early in the game.
Floated back ahead by Pietrangelo. Chipped across, and Hayes fields, and it's handed across to Leddy. And we have the first scrap of the tilt.
Brookbank and Stewart.
Short right supplied by both. A right cross, and then a short right came from Stewart after the initial from Brookbank. And they're in tight.
Sheldon Brookbank, 1 year in the American Hockey League at 216 penalties. In another year in the American Hockey League in Milwaukee at 232. So fighting's not a foreign concept in. And for the Blues, they're real happy that Chris Stewart answered the bell. And here it is right off the start. Stewart knew what he had to do. Brookbank, first game for Chicago this year. He's in the lineup because he's not meek, he's not shy, and he's robust. And that's what you get.
It was a man named Jerry Cheevers who once said, two people fighting in hockey is not violence. It might be in tennis or bowling, but it is not in our sport.
And you watch a search and destroy line for St. Louis right now. LaPierre, Sobotka, and Reeves. You talk about guys that can bring physical impact to a game. Watch these guys for St. Louis.
The ornery, chippy, and always verbal Maxim LaPierre sees this one thrown along. He is 40 in blue. And he is verbally ornery. Chip back along. And it's fed to Keith for a shot that is fought off by Halak. Taken on by Backus and flipped further. And quickly right back in again. Chapman trying to get loose to play this one. Back to his feet again. Oh, and has he ever run into them?
Good hit there by the St. Louis native Brandon Bollig.
St. Lawrence University alum.
Taken to the outside by Bollig. Floated on back, and it kicks through where it is handled by Halak, and he will wait this time, and a crowd gathers. Ken Hitchcock was concerned today. Though his team has won 2 out of 2, they had poor starts in both. Great second and third periods, but poor starts. Joel Quenneville, 661 wins in his career. His first was as a St. Louis coach, and he's still the winningest coach here. Save made by Halak on the toss by Oduya, who fires it back around, and Taves up with it there. Jonathan Taves still battling. Away from Pietrangelo, jammed back out by Oshie, and to play it is Hjalmarsson.
Why faceoffs are so important. Taves wins a faceoff. Simple play, as you mentioned, Doc, by Johnny Oduya. He was off balance, got the puck to the net, but Halak with a sneaky good save.
That was a big concern for St. Louis, Chicago's ability to possess the puck. Hitchcock always says his team chases when they play Chicago. They don't own the puck.
Oduya slammed one across, hoping for Kane. Gets him off the boards, but then it's Bouwmeester clearing right back off of Kane. Tipped it back onto Taves. Bickle moves near the front of the net. Taves cruises, gives to Oduya for a shot. Oh, and a great glove grab by Halak.
And Eddie, they had the big human eclipse and Brian Bickle right in front of Jaro Halak on that wicked drive by Oduya.
Well, one thing Chicago does a really good job of, there's Nicholas Hjalmarsson. Watch him. This puck is going to get cycled down. Now watch Hjalmarsson. He's going to come all the way down and open up some space for Taves. Right there. That opens up the passing lane. When you defend against the Chicago Blackhawks, you have to be aware of their defensemen being really active in the offensive zone.
Active tossing that one in right now was Seabrook. Around it curled to Handzus. Wanted to jab it to Sharp, but it's taken over and floated back across by Tarasenko. Lugged on by Shattenkirk. Chased down by Hossa. They battle, and it slammed off Tarasenko. And then thrown in front. Oh, and a great stop made there. My goodness.
Great pass there, Tarasenko. Beautiful pass to below the goal line. Better stop by Crawford.
Awesome chemistry with Tarasenko and Schwartz to start the year for St. Louis. They just love these two kids.
Carried on by Hossa, has Sharp on a cross. Save made with a pad of Halak.
Second 2-on-1 for this unit for Chicago.
Second bad pinch by Shattenkirk.
Leddy's shot was blocked by Halak. It's helped along now for Jaden Schwartz. Don't know why it comes to mind, but he had a Gordie Howe hat trick with a goal, an assist, and a fight.
The last time that happened in St. Louis, Kelly Chase, 1999. That's a long time between Gordie Howe hat tricks. Both Chase and Schwartz are from the province of Saskatchewan, where Gordie Howe's from.
Oh, and a shot by Keith that ricocheted wide. Jackman up with that one. Floats it back ahead, and it careens back down. And icing is called. 4:57 gone in the first. 7 shots, 6 by the Blackhawks. A set of coincidental majors.
And a high-quality scoring chance for the St. Louis Blues. Again, winning the battle below the goal line and then getting the puck out to the front of the net. Tarasenko to Schwartz, and a good stop by Corey Crawford.
Olaf with this. Keith kept it along. It came out for a shot, and that one blocked away as Jimmy Hayes pulled the trigger. And along with this now comes Polak. One of, by Eddie's count, a dozen Blues who might have Olympic experience by the end of this year, because they are potential candidates, and for that matter, the Blackhawks with probably 13.
And for a long year in both cities.
Will it ever? The time zone difference is 10 between Russia and Chicago and St. Louis, another icing. Download the NBC Sports Live Extra app to watch the game live on your phone or tablet, plus have access to live chats with experts from Pro Hockey Talk. The NBC Sports Live Extra app on NBCSports.com/liveextra and NHL.com. Off this tie-up, it's to the back, and a hurried shot is turned aside by Crawford. Rattled on around, more played by the Blues. Schwartz laid it along, but the Hawks took over there, and it's fed back across for the carry back out. Carried on by Joakim Nordstrom. Around behind, they rock for it there, and it is peeled off and started right back ahead by the Blues on the attack. Connected back out for the reach by Reeves. Canceled out by Nordstrom, but it's floated back in by LaPierre. Have you heard any of Max's gems down there tonight, Pierre?
Not
Ken
yet.
Hitchcock said he is amused by them right now.
Not yet, Doc. And he said the last player he coached was like Maxime Lapierre was Mike Keane. That's pretty good verbal jousting.
Burrowing his way in was Backus, but the puck flew wide, and so it's carried on now by Taves and dished back along. Kane tried to return it, but it's taken over by the Blues. And popped up out of play. There will be no penalty from this. Early stages of our game. Just the feeling out process, scoreless. Back here in St. Louis, 6 shots to 2 in favor of the Blackhawks. No score in this contest. Blues prevail on the faceoff. Petrangelo fed ahead, hoping for Oshie, but instead it's Oduya, and quickly from Chalmerson to King. Right back to Johnny Oduya, Swedish-born defenseman, jabbed his way through. This one fiddled along by Bickle, tries to turn the corner. Bomeister said no, jabbed that further, turned right into some traffic by Oshie, but he got away with it, stepping past Kane. Lifted on back to Oshie, then sped across for the follow-up by Backus. Some quick changes down in front of Pierre going on as these coaches are trying to match things up, it seems.
There's not a lot of room out here in the neutral zone either. Unless a defenseman pitches, there's just not a lot of room at him, Doc.
Petrangelo fed off of Oshie. The North Dakota product watches as Leddy played that one ahead. A year at the University of Minnesota. This one kicked back along and is brought back in for a hurried shot, and Halak answered that one.
Boy, this line for Chicago, Handzus, Hossa, and Sharp, 3 shifts, 3 grade A chances.
10 and White's jumping through the gym right now. Patrick Sharp. It's almost like an Olympic preview for him. Ken Hitchcock, one of the assistants for Team Canada. Hitchcock loves the way Sharp is playing.
You would think you would never have to audition, but that's why you have to. Carried on ahead, Schwartz a shot, and that one got the glass. Along with it is Jackman. Jackman holds and shoots one, and that one blocked away to the corner. Nicely finessed on and tucked back onto Berglund. Berglund couldn't shake by, but got some help. Tarasenko sped, hoping for Schwartz, but instead it's away from Hossa and stoked across by Polak.
Best line for the Blues so far, Berglund, Tarasenko, Schwartz.
Schwartz is probably going to be one of the better players in the league this year. The people are going to say, where did he come from? Wilcox, Saskatchewan, and Colorado College. He's legit.
This is Saad bringing it ahead. Saad tucked it around behind. Chalmerson jabbed it on further. Hayes burrows in, and it's taken along by Roy. Flipped one that kicked on for Chalmerson's play at center, nearing the halfway point of the first period. Oduya slipped it ahead, and here comes Saad up the middle. Save made by Halak, and play is stopped.
Talked about the neutral zone. Great pass there from Johnny Oduya to the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native Brandon Saad. Gets hooked a little bit, stays with it, and a good stop from Yaroslav Halak.
Eddie, do you kind of get the sense that Kevin Shattenkirk's trying to make too much happen? There you see that last chance from Patrick Sharp earlier. And Yaroslav Halak's been bailing out the Blues defense. But, Eddie, you've been down here. You've been in this rivalry. Is Shattenkirk trying to do too much because it is such an intense game?
Yeah, it looks like he's just trying to read. He's almost, instead of reading the play, he's trying to write the play. He's trying to initiate what's going on when really doesn't need be. He's been on the ice for, 4 or 5 shifts, and Chicago's had 3 quality chances.
Racing back now is Leddy. Burrowing in is Sabotka. That one squibbed free and is taken along by Roy. 10 years a Sabre to the back. Leopold's shot is blocked away by Crawford. Slipped back along on the bounce and nudged away from the reach of Hayes. And so from the trapezoid, it is Crawford. Had a trouble, but eventually got it to Leddy. Some cancellation at center. Shaw and Lapierre are a little bit alike in the way they approach this game and how they annoy other players. This is brought on by Stewart. Stewart tried to center it, popped off of Leddy, is sent away by Crawford, and turned along now for the hit that came on Bollig, but is guided around behind. And this is an annoying sort of forecheck by the Blues. It's got physicality in it, but it's broken by the icing.
You can almost call these guys a black and blue line, Eddie, just because of the way they approach.
Well, we're going to go back to that play, Perry. You were talking about, there's the puck. There's Kevin Shattenkirk. Once you get on this side of the faceoff dot, you leave so much room in the middle of the ice. bad things are going to happen. So as a defenseman, you have to stay inside the dots. Once you find yourself on the outside of those face-off dots in the middle of the ice, you got to work yourself back to the middle. If you give up something, it's okay wide. But if you give up the middle, bad things are going to happen, and that's where Shattenkirk was.
Oh, there's one jammed at the side of the net. Crawford got a piece of it, but on the bounce, it's popped away from Nordstrom and then ricocheted off of Bollig, but kicked back for the play to be made back out by Leddy. A down-and-outer, ladled free. Nordstrom, and shot stopped. Good pad action came from Halak.
Great pass, great pickup there from Joakim Nordstrom. A little alley-oop.
A little baseball action, too.
Arciola buried ahead now by Oshie, trying to work his way through. Punched back along and then sent by Backus. It careened on to Taves, slid it on to Kane and back in. And charging after this now is Bickle. Arrives there but left it. Petrangelo couldn't work it to a teammate until the battle is won now and popped on back to center. Hjalmarsson on to Kane, tried to fiddle it through to Taves. No luck there, and it's kicked at repeatedly by Alex Steen. Steen able to rifle it back around, and Crawford ladled it out of the air and along for the take by Duncan Keith. Shanked on a cross, and it's chopped on further, trying to regather it with Bickle, no luck. And offside is called. 9:01 to go, first period of play. 9-4 the shot, Chicago, and no score.
A little more than 10 minutes in, what have you learned about your team so far?
Well, our compete level is fine, but we're part of competing, Pierre, is a little bit more composure with the puck. They're really stretching us out here the way they do in Europe with the same side winger leaving. So for most teams, this is not normal. We're just going to have to adjust here and just understand that the winger that the puck's coming to, he's not there. He's out in the neutral zone.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Well, you've talked about the neutral zone so many times.
Yeah, and that's one of the keys against playing against a puck possession type of team like the Blackhawks. They're not afraid to send their guys in behind the defense, and you have to be aware. You cannot allow anybody to get in behind you, and it does take a little bit of getting used to. But then no hesitation at all. Move the puck D to D right here, and then just move it straight up for cross corner and give yourself an opportunity if you're Chicago. But St. Louis has got to tighten up, as Coach Hitchcock just told Pierre.
Pollock able to stumble after this one and one-handed ahead. It's guided across, they hope, for Berglund, but instead get Oduya. Berglund got in the way of that, so Oduya must recoil. And just away from Tarasenko, it has gotten him thrown back out.
Oh, Jackman looking for Sharp in the middle of the ice there.
Well, the great Mike Lang in Pittsburgh. Jackman was smiling like a butcher's dog there.
This one fired back around to center. And it is Shattenkirk, finesse back ahead. The feed comes on across, and it's skipped loose, and then it's sent to the glass. Pope back along, and the pinch comes. Twisting back along with it, Leopold. Stashed one into some traffic. Finessed around behind, and it kicked on back now for the work that is being done by Stewart. Angle to the back, and a nice keep there by Leopold. On to Stewart, to the back to Roy. Across one-time drive, and it's scorched off the glass. Held again and worked back along. Stewart able to glide free. Hands it over. Shattenkirk rifled it across. Roy able to play it off the boards. Then off of Stewart, off of Oduya, and grabbed and worked to the outside. And that one deflected back down by Sharp. Out of his net to get it Halak. The Blackhawks make a full-scale change.
Good try there by Brendan Morrow. Good stick there from Patrick Sharp. Best sustained pressure all night for the Blues.
A lot of right-handed shots in this St. Louis lineup. LaPierre, one of them, carries this ahead. Eddie counted in the warm-up 7 of St. Louis's play. Along to get this is another right shot for the Blackhawks. Brookbank, and it's led over for Leddy to carry. Leddy drifting with it now. Able to circle around behind. Pursued by Bouwmeester. Drive by Seabrook, and it got the glass. Swept on as far as center. In the way of Sobotka was Seabrook. And punched back in for Crawford. Keith with this one. Long pass came on ahead, and it's fed to Taves up the wing, but he shot one that's paddled away on the reach by Halak, and along to get it now is Saad. Led on for Seabrook, given across to Keith. Duncan Keith hammered it off the boards. Taves fielded that one, gave it on to Saad with Hayes in the slot. It is Taves around behind, has Hayes near the net, fed one, oh, and a chance that came there for Saad, but he couldn't get the shot through. Now it's Taves around behind. Blackhawk setting up shop. Tries to feed to the front. What a duel there. It ricocheted off a lot. They spar for it. And it is poked along by Seabrook. Regathered by Reeves. And the Blues want to change. It is lifted out of play. Will there be a penalty coming from this?
They're going to say no because the puck goes over the benches, not over the outside part of the glass. Brian Murphy, the linesman's right there. It's the appropriate call, and Joel Quenneville knows it. It goes over the bench, not over the glass.
Saturday night at 1:30 Eastern, the Formula One World Championship continues on NBCSN with the Japanese Grand Prix. And November 17th, don't miss out as Formula One racing returns to America for the United States Grand Prix. There is one of the goalkeepers for Slovakia in Vancouver. They finished fourth to Finland. Second was the U.S. and first was Canada. Traded here from Montreal. Hooked in front and a nice guard there, but it went back off Kane. Fanning on the shot mostly was Oduya. Kane with it there. Wristed one, and that one knifed out of the air by a stick and can be played further and along, but lost to Kane.
Push here by the Blackhawks.
Turning is Taves. Gives it along to Bickle. Wrestled free, and the Blues want to finesse it along, and they're able to get it out. Oshie able to connect ahead. Carried back along further by Steen. Steen run off in the corner, and it's Oshie yet again. Slung one in front. It went through Backus, who was screened off. Taken along now by Pietrangelo. Pietrangelo and Backus fanned on that one. Can't be grabbed by Kane. Kept alive along to Pietrangelo again. Then Backus at the front is Oshie. Fed across. Bouwmeester, a shot blocked down by Oduya. Another save made by Crawford. Point blank range on Oshie. And it is Chalmerson waiting for the smoke to clear.
That all started because Alex Pietrangelo, the defenseman, jumped in to create some offense. Crawford does not have his stick. It's into the corner. He's thinking about going to get it, but he cannot have the opportunity to go get it. He should hold on to this puck here and get a whistle.
It's great watching tower on tower, though, isn't it? When you see the two big lines going after one another.
Yeah, he's got his stick now. Michael Hanzus retrieved the stick for him.
Fortunately for Hanzus, the puck did not come near him because he would have had two sticks and there would have been a penalty. This one floated on. Hanzus gave it away. Oh, and Schwartz tried to chop it on through, but could not get it to Berglund. Carried on by Hossa. Back checked away by Berglund. Led up the wing. Tarasenko, 2-on-1. Score!
We talked about the neutral zone, the giveaway in the middle of the ice by Marian Hossa. Patrick Berglund right there. Takes the puck away, quick little pass, 2-on-1. Who'd we say has been the best line for the Blues tonight? Tarasenko, Schwartz, and Berglund. 1-0 lead.
It's a great shot by Tarasenko, but the pass from Berglund was aided by the St. Louis bench. They all stood and screamed at him, go far side, go far side, after he made that interception on the pass. They listened, he responded, and it worked.
What was it you always say, listening is a skill?
It is. That play developed so quick. The presence of mind of Patrick Berglund to know where his line mates are on the ice. Stick on the ice awareness, get it to an area, and what a quick release there from Tarasenko.
The answering line for Chicago is that of Andrew Shaw. This one fired around, and the answering line for the Blues is that one that involves Stewart as well as Roy, and a quick shot was blocked off and handed back on now to Saad. Saad wins one on, hoping for Hayes, but no luck there. It's punched away by Hayes. Saad couldn't get his stick free to play it, and so it's laid back along by Brendan Morrow and cranked back in by Brookbank.
Last shift there for Jimmy Hayes. It was a mixed line for Joe Quenneville. It was Hayes, Taves, and Saad. They had a really good shift prior to that TV timeout.
Do you think they want to get the jumbos out there and Saad and Hayes just a little push on St. Louis defense?
Absolutely, get a little bit of a different look.
Samoka couldn't get it in front.
I think it might have had just kind of one of those broken up line shifts where somebody extended their shift, you get some fresh people on the ice, ended up working out. Oh, that was a hit from behind there. Lapierre, bad penalty. Bad penalty, Lapierre on Andrew Shaw. right at the blue line. A dangerous hit. No chance for Shaw to protect himself. Max Lapierre, it's a 1-0 game, less than 3.5 minutes left to go in the first period, and you drive a player from behind like this. I mean, that is not a good penalty at all when you just take a 1-0 lead against the Blackhawks.
And Eddie, you know you're in trouble when both officials, Sherrill and McCauley, put their hand up at the same time. Selfish play, bad play, and Ken Hitchcock not impressed at all. Not impressed on the St. Louis bench with that penalty.
Blackhawks are 2 for 9 on the year on the power play. The Blues have killed off all 11 that they faced this year. The Las Vegas power play. It is Taves feeding him. That one shanked by Sharp. Oh, and Taves scores! A power play goal, 1-1.
Eddie, you gotta love how they hide Sharp in coverage up high on the point. Nobody from St. Louis tracked him. It's a really good job by Jonathan Taves, creating time and space. Eddie talked about the importance of face-offs. Face-offs on the power play, critical. You take the face-off, you win it, little support, and then Taves smart, go behind the net, watch from the top of the screen. Sharp comes down, puts it on goal, bounces right over to Kane. He sticks it to the back of the net.
That is a sign of a champion. 2 cups, 4 years. You're down 1-0. The door is open because of a bad penalty late in the period, and they make you pay. That's the difference between winning a championship and losing out in the playoffs. Those type of plays can't happen. And I would be shocked if Lapierre doesn't find himself on the bench for a period of time, because that type of play is unacceptable.
Coach Hitchcock was not happy. He had the stink eye going at Max Lapierre when he was in the box. You can't fault the goaltender, but full credit to Chicago, Eddie. I loved what you said. Sign of a champion.
It was interesting that Ken Hitchcock, who is such a cooperative coach and giving a lot of time in the morning, just like Joel Quenneville, said, Max Lapierre has amused me so far with some of his lines. But with that play,
he's back on the ice.
Back on the ice to take a draw, so he's being given another opportunity.
Yeah, I know it's the 4th line here for Chicago, but I'm sure when Hitch and the coaching staff gets a look at that penalty,
they've seen it, my friend. They know what's going on.
The invitation seemed to be from 75 to 52, but it was not postmarked, and so it won't happen. Turned along now by Keith. Long toss ahead. Left behind by Bollig. Jam free. Bollig tried to play it further. Carried ahead now by Shattenkirk. Couldn't get the pass through. Chopped along off of Keith. Saboka's shot turned aside by Crawford.
Great defensive play there from Duncan Keith. And what a release there by Vladimir Saboka.
Reeves gave it up to Seabrook. Rifled on ahead. Nordstrom starts on. Nicely able to swagger away and then drop it back to Keith as the Blackhawks are changing with 2 minutes to go here in the first period. Taves able to play it on through. Mickle stood into by Backus. 2 aside. 2 strong guys holding it to the boards. 1 aside. It's knocked back up the boards and can be carried on out by Oshie. Oshie led it ahead, hoping for something to develop here, and he gets that with Steen. Steen rocked a little bit by Oduya. 2 aside battle behind, reaching in as Oshie, stepped into by Hjalmarsson, and that frees the puck to be cleared to center. They can't get it through. Oduya stepped in the way. Brought on by Taves, handed on to Kane. Sized up there. Kane with a shot and a scorching wrister went wide. Snapped right back out, and Oshie carries on. Brookbank goes to work on him. Oshie able to nicely dance by. Brookbank met him again, and to the boards he kneels. Oshie still, but Taves. Then Bickle might be a 2-on-1 as Kane moves ahead with Leddy and Gibbs to him. Blues get reinforcements back. Hawks in the midst of a change, and the puck given up to Schwartz in the final 52.
Kane was out of gas there on that. That's why he couldn't jump into the play with Leddy.
2 Hawks, 1 Blue. Hossa reached in, but a quick shot is blocked away by Crawford. Followed up by Pollock, and a shot is saved by Crawford. Both teams have had surges.
Full time now from our Wendy's Robo-Cam. Good shot there from Patrick Berglund. Bad angle, never a bad play to get the puck to the net, and then a redirect by Berglund again, who was standing off the side of the net, got to the front of the net, redirected. That was a real good save from Corey Crawford.
St. Louis spent so much time in their morning skates working on crashing the net and those little deflection plays that we just saw.
Peeled off and fed to the back. Pietrangelo, a shot that is deflected wide by Handzus, played by Keith. Dropped on for a pass, and a shot by Stewart was saved by Crawford. Dug out and filtered around behind by Brendan Morrow.
Nice pass there from Derek Roy. Fortunately for Stewart, the puck was on edge. Good stop again from Crawford.
And he will hang on to this one and force a face-off in his end of the ice.
Well, turnover in a defensive zone for the Hawks. There's the support. There's Derek Roy. He throws his puck out, and Stewart does the right thing. He understands he doesn't have much time to release it. It's on edge. You hit that puck when it's on edge like that, that thing is going to dip and dive, and it did. And Crawford made a huge stop there very late in this first period.
Berglund and Kruger on this draw. They kicked on back for a shot. All snapped out of the air by Crawford. A remarkable grab of a changing puck.
Boy, what a battle there. Patrick Berglund and Marcus Kruger wins the faceoff. And Ken Hitchcock recognizing not only that this line has the goal in the game, but this line has been really good for the Blues consistently. And there you see Crawford, good positioning on top of the crease.
And it shows you what a Hawks Blues series can do. It can turn Swedes against one another. Some of the most polite people in the world can snap in a series like this. Kruger and Berglund.
Off the tie-up, Schwartz a shot, and that had to be covered by Crawford. And the Blues can certainly be uplifted by this finish of the period, even if it is tied.
Eddie talks about it all the time on faceoffs. It's not just the centermen, it's the wingers too. Look how quick Jaden Schwartz is to that puck. He beats Johnny Oduya to that puck. Great support from the St. Louis Blues wingers.
Oduya to Chalmerson, 2 seconds and 1. Will do it. The last evil stare of the period, 25 shots, a goal apiece. Stay tuned for the Lexus Intermission Report. Liam, Mike, and Keith, the Blues' physical tone. Kane continues his hot start. A goal a game for 3. And Hurtle's amazing night. Not Clint, Thomas.
You hope so. You hope so. But Tomas is pretty good, too, for Todd McClellan and the Sharks.
1-1 after 1. Save us. The NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer. For 15 years, hockey has been active in the fight against cancer. Over the course of the month, the NHL and the NHL Players Association will distribute over $200,000 in grants to national and local cancer organizations. You've noticed a lot of pins tonight. That tie is emblematic of the fight against cancer. Pierre and Eddie and I are wearing lapel pins that symbolize that as well. There are cancer survivors who are players in the NHL, let alone club officials and broadcasters, and all of us feel very fortunate.
Great initiative.
Set up by Steen, whacked ahead by Backes. Steen escaped and then left it behind as approaching was Kane, who flipped this one along on second effort and jabbed it on free.
Great back check there from Kane. Never too late to come back after Keith got beaten along those near boards.
Puck was rolling on Steen. That's why he couldn't corral it.
Jammed around behind. Bickle fed one in front, and that one was flagged by Backes and guided on back to center. So then Keith along now for the turning stick of Bickle. Bouwmeester threw one that ricocheted back out, and Schwartz played it back in. Quickly outletted and down. The race is on. It's canceled, but it is played by the Blues. Back along, taken by Oduya. Oduya turning now. Oduya around behind. Chipped it over. Sharper shot. And that wide to the short side. Handzus with a hustle and a keep. Lobbed one along that's corralled and sent to Chalmerson. And that one spiked free in front. Guided on by Oduya. Bit of a surge from the Blackhawks now. Sharp to the back. Hjalmarsson again. And that one hit Schwartz, as well as another blue at the front. That was Jackman. This one is played along now by Crawford, who swung. He knew where he was swinging it, right?
He's a paid professional. Don't try that at home, all you young goaltenders.
Oh.
Ask Jonathan Quick about bad things that can happen.
Very disappointed on how the LA King fans responded to him after he made his next save.
Agreed.
MVP, Stanley Cup, going to be the Olympic goaltender, I believe, for Team USA. Give him the, what'd you call that, the Beverly Hills raspberries or the Bronx cheer out west? What would you say, Doc?
Short memories is what I would say. Very short memories.
Well, speaking of long memories, how about Corey Crawford and how well he's done for the Chicago Blackhawks since taking over the net there. He's been outstanding. Working with a new goalie coach already, Steve Weeks.
Yeah, Steve Weeks taking over for Stefan Waite, who left the Blackhawks and went back to his home in Montreal to become the goaltending coach for former Blackhawk and St. Louis Blue Mark Bergman, now the general manager with the Canadiens.
Here is Shaw losing it in front, and it's steered back on for the carry out by the Blues on the attack. Shattenkirk could not work his way through. It's played along by Roy. Protected there and fed by Stewart to Roy. Oh, and remarkably a reflex action by Crawford. And this carried ahead by Hayes. With Saad breaking, couldn't get it there. Chopped back in deep and a good reach there, or it might have been the Blues fire wagon back the other way.
Derek Roy with a real good chance there. Quick release. I think it was the glove and then the pad by Crawford.
Angled on now for Keith to tap across to Seabrook. 2:45 gone here in the second period. Only one power play in the game, and the Blackhawks were able to score.
Got some tired players on the ice right now for the Blues, especially on the back end. Shattenkirk and Leopold.
This is Bollig turning with it now. Bollig stepping free. Had it knocked away, went back and got it again, but the follow-up now can come from Shattenkirk off LaPierre and down. More changes for both teams. A welcome change for the Blackhawks. Led back ahead for Kruger, who dances free and rips it back in. Around the roulette wheel it goes. Left behind by Nordstrom, and then he rolled off that check and kept it again. Sobotka took it from Jackman. Sobotka stepping ahead, sized up by Hjalmarsson. Pad stopped by Crawford. Jammed on back to Jackman, who let a shot go that was stifled. Jackman following through again, and that went off Sobotka's stick, and so it is Oduya. Swept on for a little tip back out by Bollig, hit by Reeves, and the two of them step into one another, but that's about all, and we get an icing.
Good hit there from Vladimir Sobotka on Johnny Oduya. Here's that opportunity for the St. Louis Blues. Quick little play again, developing below the goal line. There's Derek Roy, quick shot off the glove and off the pad of Crawford.
They've been doing this a lot this season early on, St. Louis, getting pucks below the icing line, utilizing the net, and then jamming it out front. Talked about it a lot, Eddie, with that extra room, with the new configurations of the nets.
9th year in the organization for Crawford. Only Seabrook and Duncan Keith have a longer tenure. This one carried back ahead, and Hjalmarsson able to rip it back in. Hustling behind to stop it is Halak. Backhanded right to Taves, who touched it in front. Flag there and outletted to Sobotka. One-time Bruin steps ahead, pursued there, and then let a shot go that's just snapped up and held by Crawford. Capital One brings you inside the glass. Here's Pierre.
This game has not been for the faint of heart. This is the first of 5 meetings between these two teams this season. They'll play twice here in St. Louis, and everybody will like that because of the rough stuff. They'll play 3 times in Chicago, but it's equal opportunities. You can finishing on checks, guys attacking, guys pinching down, high velocity hits. Most of them clean outside of Maxime Lapierre, and he paid for it in Chicago to even it up while he sat in the sin bin.
Forced wide off the draw and taken on and fed off of Hossa, and it popped back to center. 18 hits have been recorded in the game, 10 by the St. Louis Blues. Touched across circle to circle, and Keith finesse to Handzus. Dropped to Seabrook, and out they come. Led back up the wing for Sharp. Tried for Seabrook, got the glass instead. Then Seabrook wanted to return, but in the way was Oshie. Oshie touched it on a little swirl away from Hossa, and then it's put on Oshie's stick. Watched there by Keith and met right at the line. Squirted through to Seabrook. Jammed onto Hanzus. He's got Sharp straying, and Sharp is able to move in all alone. Look, shoots. Oh, and a remarkable save by Halak.
Again, the neutral zone play. Quick little exit. Michael Hanzus. Patrick Sharp gets in behind the Blues defense. And Yaroslav Halak moving right to left. Looked like that puck went on edge at the last second. Unfortunately for Patrick Sharp.
The Blues bench was yelling at Alex Pietrangelo, Sharp's in behind you, get back, get back. He was late reacting, and Patrick Sharp, we talked about him jumping through the gym. He's loving this building tonight. He's playing outstanding for Chicago.
Now you get to your forehand like that, it's two moves. Either open up those hands and throw it towards the crossbar, or continue to hold on to it as long as you can. Outweight the goaltender to that far post and then slide it in behind.
Doc and Eddie, you heard Ken Hitchcock say they're stretching us out in the neutral zone. We need to be better. There's another example of stretching.
Schwartz with one that knuckleballed into the catching glove of Crawford.
But if you're a defenseman for the St. Louis Blues, you have to understand where the forwards are for the Hawks. You cannot allow people to get in behind you. It's simple. You have to know where the puck is, and then as a defenseman, you have to start counting. You have to start looking at white jerseys. And if you can't see 5 jerseys in front of you, you better take a quick look to your right or left, or probably more importantly, like Sharp did, look behind. And you'll probably find that 5th guy. So recognition and knowing where they are on the ice at all times.
Pretty even battle here so far. 17 shots to 14 Blues in a 1-all tie. Came back along now for Berglund to play. Jostled a bit there by Leddy. Shaw watching as well. That one is deflected on back and can be spun into some traffic, and then Schwartz doubled over a little bit, might have caught a stick. Meanwhile, it's swept on now for the control of Shaw. Led across now for Hayes with Saad breaking. Hayes hooked it just behind him as Shattenkirk was defending. Berglund fed it ahead, dropped right back in by Brendan Morrow. Centering pass, plenty of Hawks at the front. It careened behind and is fed on now for the brush across to Hayes. Marching back up the wing, it's Hayes dipping the shoulder. Backhands one that is shut off by Halak.
That's the type of hockey that the Blackhawks are looking for from Big Jimmy Hayes.
You can give it to him, Eddie. He's capable, more than capable of doing that.
He spun that one around behind, taken by Saad. The challenge comes there. Saad rolled off that. Pivots now, led it back for a shot by Hayes, and that one wouldn't go. Shot further on second effort by Stewart. This one escaped back near Crawford, but Hjalmarsson is able to reach it first.
Brother Kevin's a real big-time prospect, too, isn't he, Eddie, with the Chicago Blackhawks out of Boston College?
Yeah, Kevin.
Nordstrom seems to be okay after taking a tumble. Bouncer behind, and he's right after it. Got a little help from Kruger. Fed one in front. Oh, and a quick save is made by Halak. A ripper from Bowling. And we are in the second period, and St. Louis tied at 1. Into the second period of play. Bobby Hull played for the Blackhawks. Brett Hull, did he ever play for the St. Louis Blues? And he is back as executive vice president of the team. Had 86 goals in one season. That's not 2 guys. That's 1 guy. Circle to circle, it is carried up by Johnny Oduya.
The setup man was pretty good, too, wasn't he, Doc? Adam Oates?
He was just fine. Along now and stepping free, and there's going to be a penalty coming up against the Blackhawks here. It'll be Bickle who will go on the hook. And so the Blues will get their first power play chance.
One of the areas of a struggle for Joel Quenneville and the Blackhawks early in this season. Opening night, we were there banner raising against the Washington Capitals, gave up 3 power play goals, and then they gave up 1 in their second game, and there's the hook, the stick in the midsection of Alexander Steen, the son of former National Hockey Leaguer Thomas Steen, great Winnipeg Jets player.
What a great player. So underrated for so long. Unless you're his teammate, right, Eddie?
Oh, yeah.
Las Vegas presents this power play. Shot back along, and it's Tarasenko freeing it along for Stewart, who turns behind. Pop back along. The Blues this year are 3 for 8 on the power play, one of the best in the league. It's wristed along by Steen, controlled and fed right back to him again. Fires! Oh, and it hit the is Roy. Then it is Steen. Shattenkirk and drive. Oh, and that one is felled. Hjalmarsson. Tarasenko watching.
This is a Gregory Campbell with Hjalmarsson right now.
And we get a halt to play. And Wes McCauley, the referee, is shaking his head, saying that this is an injury and he is stopping play.
I don't know. Nicholas Hjalmarsson, the referee's discretion, he felt that the player, Hjalmarsson, who blocked the shot, was in distress. And the referee has the ability to be able to stop play. There's Hjalmarsson, 4 and white. He goes out. He blocks the shot of Kevin Shattenkirk. And Hjalmarsson, one of the better shot blockers in the entire National Hockey League. Once he does not move, he goes down. The referee stops play. And the referee feeling that he was in some serious
that got him
discomfort right in the back. I mean, that's just so many nerves running up and down the back of your leg. And again, under the rules is that the referee has the ability to be able to stop play even though the Blues had possession of the puck.
There are no pads there, Eddie. That's why that hurts. And you're right about the nerve endings. Didn't get him in the foot. He's got enough padding on his feet.
Won by the Blues, walked on across, Shattenkirk across, one-time drive by Steen, saved by Crawford. Rebound is picked up by Keith with help from Seabrook, can't clear. Held along and rifled onto Tarasenko, and that shot blocked away by Seabrook. Checks his stick, seems to be okay. Worked along now by Keith, but then played further by Stewart. Knifed on back for the walk across by Steen. Active power play, looks pretty strong. Shattenkirk led it on. Inside the triangle, a shot by Roy is right on goal. And then Roy is felled as Crawford holds.
Jonathan Chaves gave him a little love tap. Derek Roy is a really important player for the St. Louis Blues going forward. And you'll see 19 in white after Shattenkirk force feeds it into the slot. Watch Taves come over and just a little whack to the back of the legs.
Right in the back of the leg there again. It just shuts down everything. Taves is lucky there that he didn't get a penalty.
52 seconds left on the power plays. This is Pietrangelo bringing it on and shooting. Let's go! Might have been Backus in front. It is 2-1.
Couple things to look at off this faceoff. You win the faceoff, but you have a right-handed defenseman here at Pietrangelo. He walks to this area of the ice. He's right-handed. So the puck and the stick is advantageous in the middle of the ice. He's on his forehand, and then the redirect, as you called it, Doc, I believe, by David Backus. Beautiful redirecting behind Crawford.
Eddie, when we were in Chicago for opening night, the only negative part of their game was face-offs to the right-hand side of the ice in penalty kill situations. They don't have right-handed center icemen in Chicago. That was a lefty right there, Kruger. He lost that clean. It ends up at the back of the net. That's one of the reasons why Washington lit him up on a power play in game number 1.
St. Louis is 4 for 4 well on that power play advantage, that man advantage. Winning those faceoffs in the offensive zone.
Sharp tried to dance through, follow-up onside by Hossa. Couldn't pull his way through, and so it's Morrow bringing it out, and we get a halt to play and a penalty. The call is a hook.
Jaden Schwartz going to get it, Doc. Wes McCauley caught him behind the play.
So there will be a Blackhawks power play. They are 1 for 1, just like the Blues are. Two fighting majors aboard and 2 hooks. That's the penalty tally so far for tonight. Bickle brushes it back and Sharp has it. Lays it on across for the hold there by Keith. Taves around behind and it comes to him. Led to the back. Sharp is shown. Spike near the front of the net. They jam at it. Score! It is Taves. And it is tied.
Wait till you see the save, Eddie, that Halak makes against Kane.
Talking about face-offs at the other end. Well, the Blackhawks win a face-off. They set it up, move it around beautifully. Taves to Sharp. There's that opportunity for Kane. Looks like he has a wide open net, but Halak somehow stops it, and then Taves is there to finish it off.
Look at all the white sweaters around the net. Big Bickle, the human eclipse, and Jonathan Taves. Just a great job of reacting. Kane just missed it.
And went back under Yaroslav Halak, back the other side. We have all the momentum. We take a penalty twice. And Chicago cashes in.
One aboard and one a restraining foul behind the play. Strange enough. Kane wanted to jam it through. The reach came from Hjalmarsson. Good to see him back out there. Twisting with this. Pietrangelo across for Oshie. Stymied by Kane, and Taves feeds back.
Good to see Hjalmarsson back on the ice.
He'll drop back for this as we reach the halfway point of the game. Kind of strangely, but he's able to play to Oduya. Shots are 20-18 St. Louis. 2 power play goals for the Blackhawks, 1 for the Blues, plus 1 other one. And so we're even as this one kicked across on the pass attempt. And Brendan Morrow, former captain of the Dallas Stars, sees this one sent up high, grabbed and steered back in by Shaw. It is Seabrook. Across to Keith. Hossa and Sharp are out there with Shaw. Sharp could not burrow his way through. Good cancellation by Jackman. Jackman slipped one ahead. Into traffic, and Shaw quickly across. Hossa shot! And that one blocked and then covered by his Slovakian compatriot in goal for the Blues. 2-2.
About this game so far?
Well, it's a great pace. I mean, it started out first 5 minutes. It's like, wow, it's like a real game here, and we haven't played for a while, but both teams are ready for tonight.
Coach, is there anything you can do when you're on shorthanded situations with your face-off play?
Well, win it, draw. I mean, our percentage as PK this year has been our biggest problem. Other than that, we've been playing pretty well, but we got to come up with some ties or block the shot. One of the two.
Thanks very much, Sean.
You betcha.
Yeah, the mindset of the center ice, been letting the guys know that are on the ice is that I'm going in for a tie. I'm not trying to win it. I'm just going to tie up. Somebody's got to come in there. You don't want to lose it clean. It's puck possession, and when you're shorthanded, you have to find a way to get that puck cleared down and give yourself an opportunity.
Eddie, here's a little bit of a different line. No Andrew Shaw, Kruger, Saad, and Hayes. Usually that's Andrew Shaw in there.
From the tie-up, it is fed to the back. Brookbank with a shot that is shanked right down very quickly by Berglund. And Brookbank just waits to slide it on across for Leddy. Back ahead now to Hayes. Hulking right winger steps ahead. Gliding around behind and matched every inch of the way by Leopold, and then rolled along the fence.
Well, nothing happened there with Hayes going wide, but that's what he has to do. Use that speed to the outside.
Here's Leddy shooting, and that one blocked down.
Leopold, nice block by Leopold.
Tarasenko peels off. Some help came from Shattenkirk, and that one slowed by Brookbank and covered by Crawford. Never be without hockey. Get free live NBC national games on NHL Game Center Premium exclusively on Verizon. Call ** NHL to download NHL Game Center Premium now. Jimmy Hayes, young man out of New England, comes to the bench for a change.
Yeah, he had a conversation with former St. Louis Blue Keith Tkachuk, who grew up with Jimmy's mom back in Boston, Sheila. Keith Tkachuk giving him words of advice how to stick around a little bit longer and give him every opportunity. And good job there by a man known as Walt. Keith Tkachuk talking to Jimmy Hayes today.
Congratulations to Keith Tkachuk's son, by the way, is committed to go to Notre Dame. Play hockey there.
Yeah, Matthew.
Trouble came for Pollock there. Rolled around behind. Stewart worked on one-handedly and effectively by Keith. Right back to Keith, who will try again, and Crawford will help it to Seabrook.
That was a good pickup there, Doug. That's a good play from Crawford, because that would have hit the side of the net. Maybe Seabrook has an opportunity to fumble that play, but a heads-up play by the goaltender.
Roared ahead by Roy. Snapped out of the air by Crawford.
Boy, the St. Louis bench is doing a great job directing puck flow in the neutral zone. They're all yelling middle, middle, middle. And it's Alex Pietrangelo who's the loudest on the bench. The puck comes to the middle, and Derek Roy can penetrate, use Seabrook as a screen, and he launches it quickly on Corey Crawford. Eddie, you know when it's a loud building, it's hard to be heard, but the St. Louis Blues are really helping one another with their verbal communication.
Bouwmeester gave it a cross shot by Pietrangelo, blocked by Crawford, rebound sent across the net mouth wide, and it's Backes throwing one in front. It rattled all around there, taken around behind and twisted back into traffic by Oshie. Oshie watched there by Oduya, got it to the back again. Pietrangelo's shot blocked high, rifle shot from Steen, kept by Pietrangelo. A surge for the Blues now. Yanked back along for Steen to take. Good block, good hand-eye coordination for Hjalmarsson, and that one laid back down and will go for an icing.
Another shot block there from Miklos Hjalmarsson.
And Eddie, you know it's interesting. Joel Quenneville, we just did the interview. He's got two centermen out there. Bickle's not out there with Taves and Kane. It's Kruger. He's got two centermen. That's how badly he's focusing in on faceoffs for Chicago.
From the scrum, Steen battling with Hjalmarsson. It popped onto Kane. A 2-2 tie, midway second period. Both goaltenders have been strong in this contest and have had to make some acrobatic saves.
And they just got Kruger off and Bickle on.
Steen steps ahead with it, charging up the wing on Seabrook. Fires, and that one got the glass and hopped on now to Bickle. Kept by Steen again, wanting to get loose to shoot. Played it along to LaPierre. Watched there by Bickle, and the Hawks are able to outman, and it's Bickle charging ahead. He picks up Seabrook on the wing, tries to finesse by Pollock. No luck there. Sent back on for Morrow, could not swagger by the defense of Keith.
Couple of good defensive plays there. Pollock the first time, and then Keith.
Pollock mashed Bickle, who comes to the bench. Back up the other way. LaPierre threw one that is paddled and grabbed by Crawford. Friday at 8 Eastern, college hockey is back on NBCSN with a clash between the Broncos of Western Michigan and Keith Jones, number 18 in the country, and the 8th-ranked Irish of Notre Dame and young Mr. Tkachuk. Don't miss the return of Friday Night Ice. Coverage begins at 8 Eastern on NBCSN.
Can't wait to listen to Anson Carter be the color man on that game. Anson's all amped up, the former Michigan State Spartan.
A good guy who played a lot in the NHL and was also talking about doing some pairs figure skating this fall and how sore he was from all of that. Here's Jackman firing, and that one bounced on back to center off of Hossa and is cranked back in by Pollock. Ripped on ahead, and here comes Hossa. He's got Sharp up the wing, but the puck left behind. And LaPierre is able to drop back.
Nice pass from Brookbank. He took a big hit from Ryan Reeves to make that play to Hossa.
Jackman rifled it ahead, and it escaped all the way in on Crawford.
Gentlemen upstairs, does it have the feel of a playoff game?
Almost.
Down here it does.
Does it?
Yeah, it really does. There's some anger, there's some skill, and there's not a lot of room.
Okay. Well, then that means they're achieving what Patrick Kane said the Blackhawks would have to achieve, and perhaps the Blues too, and to have a playoff type of game. Ahead with this now comes Saad, twisting. Stubbs one across the net mouth wide. Grabbed off there by Shaw. Returned near Saad. Chased down by Hayes. Tarasenko outreached him. Hayes back to his feet as the battle at the half boards popped over to him. Hayes stepping behind. Nice reach on it by Tarasenko, but Hayes persisted. Hayes still working and rifling one back along. Shaw tried to finesse a pass for Saad. No luck there, and it's jammed onto center. A little nudge down, and that will be allowed to go. Schwartz was the guy who tumbled to the ice. Off of Keith. Turned along by Stewart. In the way was Duncan Keith, and it squirted onto Seabrook. Helped it back up the boards and right on the money for Shaw. Back and forth these two teams go. Lost and then recovered by Hayes. Turned back along by Leopold. Rifled one ahead that is directed back in again by Roy. And again we think of the neutral zone that you've been talking about. Not much seeming to be generated. Oh, there's a shot that, or a pass that was up high on Roy. Taken by Kane. Delays now. Gives back to Jalmerson, who fires, and that one blocked wide. It is Taves, captain of the Blackhawks, able to yank it on through to Jalmerson. Wrist shot, and that hit a leg in front.
Leopold again.
Roy brings it ahead, denied by Oduya. Coming by is Kane.
Another back check there from Kane defensively.
Nice work, lots of speed, accelerates ahead, lobs one that is gloved down, and stoked on by Shattenkirk. Attack met by resistance. If it's not the guys in front of the net, it's the goaltenders in the goal creases. Carried back ahead now by Oduya. And off the glass and around the railing. Shattenkirk knew something was coming because Bollig was nearby. It is Steen bringing it on. A little over 3.5 to go here in the second period. Nordstrom steps behind, rocked off there by Oshie. Thrown in traffic by Keith. Nordstrom continues to battle. It comes on now for Pietrangelo. Reaching in is Keith. Poked along for Kruger. He can sweep it across and Seabrook ahead. Moving back up with Bollig. Banks one back in, and Bollig is the first one there. Bollig rocked a little bit by Steen. Stepping by is Kruger as Bollig continues to work with it. Bollig's second effort, able to push it into Kruger. Got it back and fired one that had to be blocked away by Halak.
Good effort there from Bollig. That is hard work along the boards. He hasn't played a lot in this period.
Here comes Backus with it now. Pulls up, looks for reinforcements that are coming from the bench. One of them is Schwartz, who pivots. Schwartz to the back. Drive, pad, stop. Made by Crawford on a scorcher from Polak. Polak able to step back along, but injured on the play as Tarasenko. Offside is called, and play is stopped. We are 2-2 in period 2. Watch live out-of-market games with NHL Game Center Live. One subscription lets you watch on your computer, smartphone, tablet, and connected devices. Visit NHL.com/GCL. Neutral ice face-off here. Second period with 2:40 to go, and a 2-2 tie. Schwartz gallops ahead, met by Jalmerson. They're up for grabs again. Booted along by Schwartz. Kareen for Johnny Oduya. Oduya steps on and flops one further. That's wheeled back out and down again. And very carefully watching it was Crawford. No icing is called as it is lobbed on out by Jalmerson. Booted across. Swirling with it is Hossa. Protects and gives back. Rifled on over, and Hossa couldn't stop it. Oduya steps on back.
Puck is really bouncing right now. You got to be sure. There, that pass from Oduya just exploded off his stick. So you got to be sure. All over the ice when the puck is on edge.
Berglund tried to feed it through. No luck there. Finesse back on by Shaw, but it careened away from Hossa. Jackman touched it right on the money for Sharp, and his shot was blocked away by Polak.
Good hit by Shaw behind the play on Jackman.
Stewart nudged it across. Sobotka steps there. Sobotka wheeling around behind. Circles and throws it across to Stewart, and he couldn't settle it down. Dubbed the shot, and it is held by Crawford. The rolling pucks. You mentioned they are bouncing along like jumping beans.
Boy, Vladimir Sobotka, great speed on the outside. Look at his head. Look, he's looking. What am I trying to find? Trying to find somebody open. Makes a pass all the way over, and there you see the puck go on edge. Chris Stewart not able to settle that puck down and get anything on that shot. An easy save for Corey Crawford. When that happens, less is more. Get the puck to the net. Right idea by Sobotka. When the ice gets like this and it's bouncing everywhere, you just got to simplify.
Leopold a shot, and that one deflected away. Helped along by Sobotka. Stewart there. Crossed off enough by Keith. Reaching but not prevailing is Roy. Ahead comes Hayes. Hayes spotted it right back around behind where Halak got tied up by Kruger. Meanwhile, it's off Stewart. Settled down by Saad and spun to the net. Deflected by Hayes. Chased down by Kruger. Walled there by Leopold. Fed one, and fanning on that one was Saad as it goes back down near Crawford in the final minute of the period. And a drive by Bickle that is blocked by Halak. The game-changing move in this contest might be the Zamboni coming out and smoothing up the ice for the third as Oduya retreats to play. left it, and it can be played further. There's a penalty coming up here. It'll be against the Blackhawks. Thrown in front by Steen and blocked off there by Oduya. And a power play for St. Louis. Oduya to the box.
I think Johnny Oduya was anticipating a hit behind the net. And I believe it was Alex Steen right here. Oduya looks like he's going to get hit, and then Steen just tries to get to the puck. And once that happens, Oduya gets that stick, right call made. So I think the anticipation, Oduya thought that Steen was going to finish the hit. He pulled up a little bit. Steen didn't go for the hit. He grabbed the puck, and then Oduya reached in.
Face-off's critical for Handzus against Backus.
It's kept by the Blues. Bouwmeester fed it along. Oshie delaying there. Has Berglund and gets it back again to Oshie, then Bouwmeester. With Pietrangelo, he holds. Pietrangelo stashed it side of the net. The return did not click to him just yet. Then he is able to fight with a little bit of help that came that time from Berglund. Oh, and that one spiked to the glass on the bounce by Backus. And the horn sounds. There will be fresh ice and the resumption of the Blues power play in the third.
Good heads-up play there from Patrick Berglund, recognizing how much time was left on the clock to just get the puck to the net to give themselves a chance late in the second period.
Stay tuned for the Discover Card intermission report. The guys will focus on powerful power plays in this game. And the Sharks with a fast start. Tarasenko, Backus on the power play, the goals for St. Louis. Kane and Taves, power play goals for the Blackhawks. There have been some welts, some pain, and 4 goals after 2. NHL on NBCSN is brought to you by Verizon, the official wireless partner of the NHL. And by Honda, official vehicle of the National Hockey League. And here in St. Louis, let's take a look at our Coors Light cold hard facts. They pertain to the 2 captains. Both of them have a goal in this game. The shots are 2-1, but they have both played their games well, their style of game. Backus with an edge in faceoff. Brandon Bollig, St. Charles, Missouri. Cardinal fan, so on July 29th, the team was out of town playing in Pittsburgh. He got into Busch Stadium with the Stanley Cup and came up with that picture. Pretty special.
He got a chance to see his mom, Tracy, last night. As Brandon comes into town with the Blackhawks, his mom will pick him up at the hotel, bring him back home, get some good fiddles in him, and get ready to play in front of family and friends here. And a great picture and a great thrill for the St. Louis native. Anybody that works in a restaurant for Tony Twist, that's one tough restaurant.
Fresh set of ice, sheet of ice, I should say, and the Blues continue their power play. 45 seconds gone in the penalty kill, and that one out in front had to be swept away by Halak with some strong work by Marcus Kruger, who comes to the bench. Poke back along, tumbling down as Steen gets back up to play. Filters it onto the back, and it's held by Stewart. Back along to Steen. Watched there by Handzus, then by Hjalmarsson. It is Steen still holding and feeding on further. Very deliberate they are. Roy got it back to Steen. Across for a drive by Shattenkirk. That was wide.
Just went off with Brent Seabrook, Doc, on its way to the net. Real good job by Seabrook getting in the lane.
Steen hunted down by Taves, brushed along and right on goal where Halak had to spin it away and did a good job of that. He's had to be alert very early here in the second with his team holding a man advantage.
Good pressure by the Blackhawks penalty killers, killing this penalty up ice. First it was Kruger, then you pointed out it was Taves, Doc. Able to kill off a good 25 seconds by playing that way.
Shattenkirk on to Backus, and Backus slowed down because of the reach of Keith, and so now it is Bouwmeester sliding it across. Pietrangelo gave it back to him, and he returns the favor. 3 seconds and 2. Blackhawks have killed it off. Held by Oshie. Fed across, fresh from the box was Oduya. Looking on ahead with Saad, fired it back around. It's slowed by Halak. Pietrangelo ahead and back in. And icing is called. Inside the glass, here's Pierre.
You think about what does St. Louis have to do to shut this thing down. Deny odd man rushes. Stop giving up big opportunities to Chicago. Saw it with the retrieval from Johnny Oduya. Quality chance. And this one in the second period. Patrick Sharp in behind Alex Pietrangelo. Gets a quality chance in a lack. Doc and Eddie, Mike Milbury was talking about Halak and how he's been the star of this game. Couldn't agree more. A big reason why. Shutting down all those odd man rushes early for Chicago.
Only 28 years of age. Traded to the Blues by Montreal. A trade of some controversy, as almost everything in Montreal can be. 5,000 showed up at a signing just after he was traded and ready to leave town. A shot directed right on goal by Sharp and blocked off by Halak, and a good shovel by Oduya. A 3-on-2 now. A 3-on-3 is hustling back quickly with Sharp. But along with it now comes Schwartz. Pushed one on goal, but that one directed well wide. And along it comes to Chalmerson. May have glanced off a blue, but a shot is speared away by Crawford, and the rebound got the glass.
What a joust behind the play with Barrett Jackman and Jonathan Toews. And the referee, Wes McCauley, let it all go.
Kane dropped it on. Keith feeds it across. Seabrook with it there. Gliding around behind now is Seabrook. Takes a look at fires one, and that one is jabbed away by Halak and back to center. Keith to Seabrook and back in. Jackman rifled it behind, and it can be played back up again by Pietrangelo. Carried back on by Steen. Oh my, run to the ditch by a couple. And play continues.
Seabrook got Steen up high. Got a big reaction from the bench here on the St. Louis side of things.
Here's Hossa. Nice work, and a pad stop is made by Halak. Blues able to bring it right back. They're exchanging rushes right now. Hossa hands it on over to Keith. More players spill over the boards. 3:30 gone in the third as of right now. And back in and around for an icing.
We talked about the playoff nature of this thing. Jonathan Toews, he's used to having steady attention. There you see Seabrook and Jackman and Toews. And a little cross-check to the wrists of Toews right there. Toews was laboring going to the bench. Wes McCauley's the official. He let it go. Barrett Jackman, Eddie, he's been through a few things in his career, and one thing he won't say is he's soft. He's one tough hombre.
You wear Bob Plager's number 5. You should be. He is. A former Rookie of the Year in the sport. And Kruger is waved out. Morrow will test with Nordstrom. Off a glass support away from Bolden. Sent back across, and this one finessed ahead, chipped back down, and can be regathered by Brookbank. Brookbank nearly chased off, gave it up there, but at the half courts, nice battle engineered by Nordstrom and carried ahead by Bolden. Fans it out and fired one that was deflected across, kept there and thrown toward the net and held by Halak. And a crowd gathers. We have not had many of these snarly moments since the first period. Thursday on the NHL Network, Coyotes Red Wings, 7:30 Eastern, your turn.
Minnesota Buffalo, Monday night, 6:30 Eastern.
Wednesday night rivalry in Washington with the Caps and the Rangers. Download the app or watch live online at NBCSports.com/live extra.
Rangers are working themselves back home. They're starting the season with the first nine, I believe, on the road.
Almost Halloween before they open up the reconditioned garden. Along with this now comes Chalmerson, and a shot skittered off the defense and is given as far as center to Oduya. Toews able to clear his way on back and drop it off to Kane. Oduya shakes it off, dropped back in by Toews, getting a piece of it. Halak went by Bickle, but is kept by Chalmerson. Hurried one that was blocked wide by Steen and held at the side of the net.
Going to get a good look there at assistant coach Jamie Compon of the Chicago Blackhawks. Spent some time here with Joe Quenneville and Mike Kitchen with the St. Louis Blues. But how about the last 2 years for Jamie Compon? Wins a Stanley Cup as an assistant coach with the Blackhawks. this last year. And then 2 years ago, he was an assistant coach for Daryl Sutter in the LA Kings. So back-to-back years an assistant coach with two different teams winning Stanley Cup. He's one guy that should be on the radar of some teams moving forward. He is head coaching material.
Just another guy out of McGill University, like a coach in Detroit, like Babcock.
Get a chance to talk to Jamie Poundpond. You are a better person and a much smarter hockey man when you get a chance to visit with him and talk about the game. He has earned his way and has done a terrific job, not only in LA, but reuniting with Joe Quenneville in Chicago.
Ooh, booming hit across the way. This one is kept along now by Pollock and then lost to check that to Brookbank. Battled for by Hossa, couldn't come up with it. Schwartz tried to trickle it through, but Brookbank jams it behind. Leddy brought it on for the Blackhawks in this tight contest. There is an offside in a 2-2 tie here, early stages of the third period.
Probably about a good 4 minutes where the neutral zone was wide open. Both teams able to make plays through that speed zone area between the two blue lines, creating and generating chances. I think when the game becomes like that, I think it favors Chicago with their offensive depth and finish with the guys that they have to be able to do that. St. Louis is having success. They're looking for their defensemen to come in that second and third wave. Doc, how many times have you called Shattenkirk and Pietrangelo and Bouwmeester up the ice with the forwards, just trying to generate a little bit more offense and put the Blackhawks on their heels? One of the strengths of the Blues is getting their defensemen involved.
So many guys upstairs writing and broadcasting about this. We congratulate Kevin Allen of USA Today. He will receive the Lester Patrick Award for service to hockey in the United States. And isn't that ever the truth? In December in Detroit. Congratulations to him. Ahead now comes Shaw, and his shot is deflected around the board. Keith challenges there. Canceled out with Stewart, who's able to control. Stewart around behind, fed one on that is up and geared by Sobotka, and then sent back down, and there'll be an icing here.
We talked about Chicago getting the odd man rushes. Well, Ken Hitchcock, he's a pretty smart coach. So he's telling his players, you know what? You have to respect the deepest man. There's Patrick Sharp. You see them eyeballing Sharp. They have two defensemen back, not one. They're making sure they're responsible. They're taking away those potential odd man rushes that were burning them early on. Really good coaching by Ken Hitchcock and his staff in terms of making the adjustment.
This one bounced around. Oh, and a shot was blocked back and then taken by Chalmerson. Turned on around to Kane. And Kane chased down by Sobotka. Stride for stride, he matched him, so it is handed off now for a hurried shot by Taves, and that one spiked back out and a race on. Chalmerson there ahead of Stewart, whacks it along further where Taves is able to settle it down.
A little bit of a different look there for Ken Hitchcock, moving Sobotka up on that line with Derek Roy and Chris Stewart.
Oshie flops that one back out. Poked along by Chalmerson, finessed by Bickle across to Kane, who moves with Bickle driving to the net. Kane a shot held on the waffle board by the netminder Halak. Middle stages now of this third period in St. Louis. These two Titans are tied at 2. Mentioned Jamie Combon being with Daryl Sutter. He was a player for the Hawks and his brother Brian for the Blues. They went up against one another not only as players, but as coaches. And presumably at Canadian Thanksgiving, they were always fine, which is coming up, what, Monday?
Yes.
Okay. Meanwhile, this is fired back out to center. Little pass is read there and started back on for the drop back in. Ahead comes Sharp. Fed it across, and fanning on it was Hossa.
They told Polak to get back. He was up ice. Almost burnt.
Schwartz across, trying to pick his way through, was Berglund, no luck. Hossa swept off. Jabbed back further by Sharp. And short of the end line, so no icing here, as Schwartz holds around behind.
A little different line look there for Joel Quenneville. At Shaw between Hossa and Sharp.
Jackman able to escape and give it ahead, and it's brought back on by Roy. Moves up with Stewart and laid it for him. He and Brookbank cancel out in the corner as Roy led it to the back, and it's Leopold. Then Stewart, but off his stick. Kruger Mash gets the puck, thanks to the work of Leddy on Morrow.
Ken Hitchcock's message to his team, stop messing with the puck, get it in behind their defense and forecheck.
Leddy right ahead to poke it along the boards and go get it. Mashed there, but he kept going. Wheeled to the outside by Hayes, and that one tipped on across. Carried back on, but right into the path that is blocked by Brookbank. Brookbank able to jab a little backhand trickler that is read by Shattenkirk. More changes for the Blackhawks. Blues have made a change up front as well. Backes is out there along with Steen and Oshie, but no matter, icing is called.
We talk about the transition game for both of these teams. The puck is up in this area here, but I want everybody to keep an eye on Patrick Sharp, who's had a terrific game. Watch the anticipation by Sharp. Puck's going to get turned over. Look at right off, right away. Brent Seabrook, great pass off the boards. Now it's a 2-on-1. And the opportunity for Marian Hossa. Great recovery there from Roman Polak. But again, the anticipation by Sharp, knowing and trusting that Seabrook was going to move that puck up the ice right away. Again, neutral zone, Doc. Quick decisions in the middle of the ice is the difference.
Such as Hjalmarsson made right there, and then Oduya fired a shot that went wide. Pietrangelo turning with this one, hands it back on to Backes, led it on further for Sobotka to march in. Puts on the brakes, looks over his options. And pivots, still hasn't decided until now with the shot that was directed wide, and then thrown around behind to Oshie by Pietrangelo. Oshie taking it there, scaling it off now to Sobotka. Challenged by Hjalmarsson one way, then moves toward Nordstrom the other way, and Nordstrom took it right away. Hjalmarsson flopped it on, and to the safety of center, and the Blackhawks are making a change. Pietrangelo dropped, Sobotka gave it back to him. Pietrangelo around behind, jam play at the front. LaPierre couldn't reach it, onto the back. Bouwmeester a shot and a save made by Crawford. Then Tarasenko jostled off by Seabrook, staggers down, and Taves played it on. Kane lobbed it across, got it back again, and then trickled a pass back for Oduya. Nearing the halfway point of the third period. Two teams are tied as Kane flopped that one wide. Halak able to scale it back off, and it skittered on through for the play to be made by Schwartz ahead. Love right back across and fed up to Schwartz. And the shot was kicked away by Keith. And an odd man rush developing the other way. Kane's got a man on the wing. Bickle fed it to him, and he couldn't get the shot away as it ricocheted off his stick. Schwartz turns it across. The fire departments are out now. Nice chop there by Taves, or it would have been a Blues rush.
How about that action for about 15 seconds? Trading chances at both ends. 4-on-2, one end for the Blues. Then the Blackhawks with a 3-on-2 coming back the other way.
It started with great defense by Keith.
Backes gave it to the back. Hurried shot was tipped away from Steen and started back up again by the Blackhawks. It is Sharp. Able to motor in, and a backhander is out of the way. Getting the waffle board on that one was Halak. Turned along and sitting down hard was Shaw. In close quarters, Oduya. Still trying to spike it free, but now Steen escapes, dropping back Hjalmarsson, and Hossa with the shove on Steen. And then a little freight train that sends Steen down. A rough game, as advertised. Hjalmarsson fed along. Oduya gave it back to him.
Hossa with a good hit there on Steen at the end of a long shift.
Sharp with quite a duel on Pietrangelo, and offside is called. I think these teams deserve a break. The dollar signs are flying here. We'll be back.
The Blues have a 4-on-2. Pierre made mention of it. That's Duncan Keith. He blocks this shot. Great action here. Shot blocked 4-on-2 one way, and then all of a sudden now it's a 3-on-2 the other way. Kane looking for Bickle. Just over the stick. Traded chances, and when you have defensemen that can make plays like that by Duncan Keith, those type of plays are going to present themselves on both ends.
To the back for Shattenkirk shot that is kneed away by Keith. I beg your pardon, Levy. Followed up there, and this one is carried on now by Hayes. Fed across, and it's Saad with Hayes breaking through one that popped up over the top of the net. Chopped along for Sobotka. Hunted down by Saad. Puck trickled on to Leddy. Fed right back ahead again for the turn now by Shaw, and the backhander that floated wide.
I think he was looking maybe for Saad there to go back door. Great pass again through the middle of the ice by Leddy.
Shorten the bench guard down here for St. Louis. We don't see a lot of Morrow. We don't see a lot of Reeves.
Fed by Kruger and punched away by Halak. Carried back on, and a nice move there as they shake on by, and a shot wobble boarded away by Crawford from the stick of Schwartz, who continues to be a factor in the game. Poked around behind for Keith. Schwartz came by and took it away. Still ragging to the outside, shook it on back. 21 years of age is Schwartz, reaching for this one. It bounced off him, but careened on to Bollig. Moving ahead with Nordstrom, rattled one that had to be settled down off the boards by Halak. Punched on high and out to center, and Oduya retreats to play. He and Hjalmarsson the defense. More changes for the Blackhawks up front. A fire wagon change right in front of the bench. And Oduya was able to fight his way free and throw the puck out to center, and now he retreats to get it again. White's out there. Finessed on by Steen. Gotten by Oshie. Chased off by Taves, and it's Kane. Little elevator pass onto Oduya. Looked pretty clever, didn't it? When they go to the intended receiver, they are. Here's Oduya giving it to Hjalmarsson and back. Kane and Taves and Bickle are out there against the Bacchus line for St. Louis, and offside.
Go back to that play Nick Leddy makes in the middle of the ice. He's got a lot of options, but I love that Andrew Shaw has his stick ready. Again, inside the dots. Now here comes Shaw. Looks like he's going to look over, and it just, that last little stick handle at the last second kind of put him into a spot where he just directed it at the net.
Now Marcus Kruger, little elevator pass that Doc's talking about, and there's Yaroslav Halak helping out his defense with an active stick.
They've waged the war pretty well tonight, haven't they? This one is slowed down on a reach by Sharp. Couldn't control that well, and just attack and resistance. Some of it very quick, and much of it at the neutral ice areas. That one was nicely corralled by Leddy. Gets it back again. For the play back in by Brookbank from Leddy. And then around behind to be taken further by Pietrangelo. Jammed ahead for Morrow. Morrow looks ahead for Reed. Gives it across to Pietrangelo. Trying to get a step on Leddy. No luck. Meets up with the boards, and it's tapped along further. Sharp there, run into by Reeves. Turnaround try by LaPierre. Is settled down by Leddy and back across to Brookbank. Rifles one that Hossa is able to direct back down. No icing on the play. And the Blackhawks make another change with 6.5 to go. Carried back up by Shattenkirk. Davidson fires one right back in that rattled around near Seabrook. Recovered pretty well from a strange bounce. It's poked along to the front, but gathered in by Saad, who races right back out again. Moving up with Hayes. Saad tried to finesse his way through. No luck there. Hayes able to come around and get it. Fed for Saad, but off his stick. Grabbed there by Roy and handed on to Stewart, and back in it goes. Waiting is Crawford. It got there, so did the stick reach of Roy. Yanked along by Keith. Stepping in with Stewart. Paddled away by Crawford. And then it's Seabrook outletting. Hayes able to fight his way through to center. Handed to Saad, back to Hayes, and rattled back in again.
Well, I heard a broken stick there. It's supposed to have got a stick around the midsection there of Jimmy Hayes. He's off the ice now, getting a change.
Pietrangelo hands it on, racing back in now. It's set up by Berglund for shot. Oh! What a save on Steen by Crawford. Tremendous action end to end tonight. The goaltender strong, the game tied. October hockey, Wednesday night rivalry. Blues and Blackhawks in a game to entertain hockey fans. Boy, have they done it so far. The captains have come strong to play. The goaltenders have been magnificent. And the draw is taken, and Kruger won it, and Nordstrom slipped it behind for Oduya to connect back up the wing, and Bollig brings it ahead. That one is shanked down. Played along behind and can be grabbed off by Leopold. Jabbed on across, reaching with Schwartz, knocked away from him, and we get an offside call.
You mentioned it, Doc, off that defensive zone faceoff for the Blackhawks. Marcus Kruger there was one of those 50-50 pucks, and Joakim Nordstrom helped out, and that's such an important part. You know it's an individual stat, but most teams will tell you it's a team stat. A lot of those 50-50 pucks are there. What do you do with it? And Nordstrom helped out a centerman, and Blackhawks able to exit the zone against the Blues.
Hjalmarsson hunted down by Oshie, who took it away, but he couldn't get the pass through Taves. I guess you win Selke trophies with moves like that. To the back, Bouwmeester a shot, and that grab, and then a scramble for it there, but hanging on to it is Crawford.
St. Louis does such a good job with their big bodies getting to the net. Corey Crawford, a big man himself, has to fight through that screen from TJ Oshie, and he makes a stop off of Jay Bouwmeester.
Yeah, but Oshie's got to do a better job there, Pierre. Watch, he's right there, and he just skates right by him. Crawford's able to see that. If Oshie stops right in front, it makes it even more difficult.
Agreed.
Lesson number 2, don't do a flyby. Lesson 1, never a bad play to put the puck on net. That's a dump in by Oduya so that he can come to the bench for a change. A steal by Bickle and a feed to Taves, side of the net, and it's shanked off of Kane. Nice conception of a play by Chicago. Taves wanting to work through Canuck. Charging back up with it as Backes under 4.5 to go in a 2-2 tie. Roaring on is Oshie, met there by Keith. Defended, and then coming across was Hjalmarsson. Oshie turns away from him. Dropped a little trickler on back that is set up by Backes for the take there. On back for a hurried shot by Pietrangelo that skipped off a Blackhawk and went wide. And it's foisted along now by Hjalmarsson. Settled down on a bouncing puck and carried back in by Backes, but he could not control. Hjalmarsson mashed down by Sabotka. Hand pass ahead to Kane, who lobbed it back out, and there is a task to be taken.
Taves and Sabotka behind the play.
That was the captain stepping up for Hjalmarsson, and I think Taves is going to get the retaliatory call, Eddie. Francis Charon, the official. Here comes the tank, Sabotka. When we get to the replay, he drives Nicholas Hjalmarsson right into the boards. And Jonathan Taves, the captain of a proud Chicago team, doesn't like the hit. So he's going to come up and let Sabotka know it. Nothing bad there. Nothing bad there. It's a hand in the face. And now they're going to call matching minors.
A good stick there by Sabotka, and as Hjalmarsson was reaching in, it was a push. The push by Sabotka. Well, you got Brian Bickle behind the play as well. He looks like he's getting escorted into the penalty box. Now the referees are huddling up, trying to figure this whole thing out.
Macaulay, number 4, is the old hand at this. Charon is somewhat new, and so they do huddle. And as yet, we have no decision and nothing flashed up on the penalty board.
Looks like everything's going to match up. Eddie and Doctor, in the last TV timeout, Wes Macaulay came over and said to me, he goes, it's October 9th. We're already at playoff pace here. He could not believe the tempo of the game. That's a man that refereed the Stanley Cup final last year.
Indeed. 7 years ago, there was a survey, of course, it was anonymous, but among hockey players by one of the Canadian newspapers, and at that time, the players voted the 3 best referees to be Kerry Fraser, Bill McCreary, and that guy who had barely started his career in the NHL. That's the kind of impression he made on them right away.
Great skater, played at Michigan State University, drafted by the Detroit Red Wings. Comes from a great lineage in terms of officiating. His dad, John, was so good for so long. Eddie, you could probably play in some of the games John officiated.
Long time ago. Pietrangelo banked one around behind that is hurried ahead off Schwartz's stick. And we're down to 3:33 to go here in the third period. Rifled around, it comes back up now to Hossa. Full strength action here as we wind down into the latter stages of the first of 5 games between these two teams. After it is Hossa, chased off by Schwartz, fed it on to Sharp, got it back to Keith, walks it on, fires, and that one went wide, and Karam to Tarasenko, who's able to just bank it back to center.
Great pass there from Patrick Sharp. He's had a phenomenal game here to get the puck back to Duncan Keith to create that chance.
It is Kane motoring his way along. Shuffles it back off the Shaw. Floated up high, and it glanced off Leopold. And this one scaled back down, and on a deflection, there will be no icing here. And so to get it is Crawford. Crawford helped it along a little too far, though, for Oduya. Turned over to Backus and around behind where Hjalmarsson is after him with Steen. Reached past him, but Leopold kept and threw one on goal from the half board. May have been a Backus deflection in there, too, but it was pretty impressive, that one. And set off now for Shaw to backhand gently in. The Blackhawks are in the midst of a change. They get Seabrook back out there with Keith on defense, as turning is Leopold. Nordstrom out there as well and puts a shoulder into his man. The puck carrying back over to Saad. Big drive by Keith and a save made by Halak. Oh my! Keith off his glove. Overskated by Oshie. Played along by Roy. Roy able to get as far as center and then dropped one back in that Seabrook will play. Under 2 minutes to go. Regulation time. It is Seabrook turning. Has Keith behind. Able to get it to him. Nudged on now for a play to be made and run into was Kruger by Morrow. On a cross and the read by Seabrook. Steps back, gains the zone, and gently played it back in, and after it is Bowling. Crosses up there with Shattenkirk, taken along by Kruger. Looks and gives back to Oduya. Oduya tried to wrist one and then played it safely off the board. Careened on over to Kruger, and Kruger dropped it back to Bowling. Around now to Hossa. Gallops to the outside. Hossa with it there, giving it on to Hjalmarsson for a shot, and that one blocked right back out. Played by Morrow, handed across to Stewart, lobbed right back near Crawford, and he's able to jab it away for Oduya, who slugged it behind with 1:08 to go. Oduya fed it back to Hjalmarsson. Hanzus is out there now, along with Kane and Sharp. Off of Kane's stick. He drops back. 50 seconds to go. Tarasenko and Berglund and Schwartz there. That is hit by the high stick of Berglund. And so there will be a halt to play. And he has a little bit of a Robin Hood Little John shove with Kane.
Well, two of the best chances for the Blackhawks to come off the stick of Duncan Keith. Great little play here by Brandon Saad right here. Just drops his puck off, lays it, puts it on a tee for Duncan Keith, and what a stop there by Jaroslav Halak.
This is a different Halak for the St. Louis Blues this year. He looks faster, he looks leaner, he looks stronger. He's seeing the puck great. .4 to go in regulation. If it stays this way into overtime, which is 5 minutes of sudden death, as most of you know, it'll be a point apiece in the standings. Through 2 games, the Blackhawks have 3, the Blues have 4. Taves set one in front that is guarded well by Pietrangelo and nudged on a 3-on-1. Steen up the wing, fires, score!
Well, here's Jonathan Toews. Brent Seabrook's going to come in. You have players all in this area. But the transition game, defense to offense. Quick little play, Pietrangelo, 3-on-1. And at the last second, Steen holds on, goes right between the legs of Corey Crawford.
And Eddie, you got to love it as a former forward. There was no pass there to Oshie because Kane was coming back and Keith laid out. And Steen does the right thing. He sees it. Don't waste a chance. Drill it on goal. He does. With 21 seconds to go, Steen with his 3rd goal in St. Louis has a 3-2 lead.
Transition, defense to offense. Alex Pietrangelo is able to deny a scoring chance. Looked like Chicago had something going, and St. Louis was on their heels. And the next thing you know, it's a transition. Defense, good stick there from Bouwmeester. He should get an assist on that as well. And then they're off to the races. And this puck finds its way between the legs of Corey Crawford.
And that was ripped. That wasn't just a powder puff shot. Alex Steen ripped that thing.
Blues goal, his third of the season.
Crawford is at the bench. The net is empty with 21.1 to go. Backus and Taves test, and Keith has it. Checkered line and the glass back in. They pour in after it, but it's Pietrangelo rifling it off there. Settled down by Oshie, taken by Taves. 8 seconds to go. It's dug out there and flung around by Bickle. It's Kane with it. Sharpest shot, knocked down in front and pulled back down. And the horn sounds. Backus the block, and the Blues have won it. The captain is shaken up, but is congratulated by his teammates for a wonderful block of a scorching shot on the last play of the game.
It was Patrick Sharp that had the chance. Great setup from Patrick Kane. St. Louis understanding. Got to protect the middle of the ice. Look at all the Blues jerseys right in the middle of the ice. There was a wall seal there, and it got through the first layer. And the captain, as you mentioned, Doc, was there to stop that shot from Patrick Sharp, who I thought was the best player on the ice here tonight on both sides.
The Blues go to center. They are playing their first 5 games at home. They have won the first 3. To the ice, Pierre Maguire, Alex Steen.
Thanks very much, Doc. Alex, take us through the winning goal.
Had a chance just minutes before and tried to go glove. This time I was going to do something different. But, good heads-up play by Petro to kind of spring us there on the 3-on-1 and then found a hole.
Speaking of something different, you guys have not had a lot of success against Chicago. You did have success tonight. What's different about your team?
I think we play with a lot of confidence. Saying that, though, I think they came out stronger in the beginning of the game, and as the game settled down, we started to play a little bit better, play our own type of game, and really it was a close game all the way through, and Yarrow was probably the difference for us tonight.
And what's different about Yarrow this year? He looks so much more comfortable.
He's very confident. He's playing really well, and the decor in front of him are doing a real good job of letting him see pucks, but also blocking them when they have the chance.
Thanks for your time, Alex. Congratulations.
Thank you.
For the 3rd time in Blues history, they win their first 3. The other coaches were Scotty Bowman and Bob Barry. But first, let's check with Liam for NHL Overtime, presented by Bud Light.